Hell yeah. Okay, guys, we're in here. So, real quick demo, guys. A lot of you guys, probably everybody on this call here is using DigiRep. Okay, some of you guys aren't. Okay, so the way that we've set this up is we have, for our repair funnel anyway, we've set up DigiRep so people go through the funnel. You know, they select their repair type, whatever. They select their location, right? They submit their information to get their quote. And then what happens is let's go here to staging. We've connected everything into one back-end system, okay? So what that means is we have a text message, we have Instagram, we have Facebook, right? We have Google Business. That's going to be ending soon, but website leads, okay? And then also the phone numbers, okay? So the phone system. Whether you use DigiRep as your actual voice over IP system, which you can. So the same way we use Ring Central right now, and there's a bunch of other ones that I'm sure you guys use. You use that like as an app on your phone. You can actually use the app, the Go High Level app on the phone, and use that as the phone system as well. Okay, so this is really important. Why is it important for us to get everything into one central system? It's so that we can hook up the bot to just one place. So now the bot can answer everybody across every single platform that you have. And later on, I'm going to get into why the phone system is important as well. Essentially, what our bot is doing today is it's having conversations. Okay, I can't show you guys client data right now. I can't. I'm going to show you guys a screenshot in a bit. I can't show you client data, but this is essentially what's happening. So anytime somebody comes through here, the bot is talking to them. Okay. So the first question that people are going to have is, well, where's the bot getting the information? Great question. So we have a Google Sheet where we have given it, where the client has given it general policies, right? So this is where, you know, you can tell it, we buy these devices, we don't buy these devices, we fix these devices, we don't fix these devices, et cetera, et cetera. Where it becomes a little bit more complicated, and we have solved this, is where's it actually going to get your product data from, your repair pricing, your buyback pricing, all of that kind of stuff. So the way that we do that is we hook that up actually to the POS system. So today we have integrations with Repair Desk, Repair Shopper, and Repair Queue. Okay, so that means that what you're seeing here, okay, what you're seeing right here, this is actual pricing that's updated every minute directly from the POS system, okay? And the reason we did it this way is because we want this bot to come in and pretty much be an employee for you. So the same way when you bring in an employee and you train them, hey, you know, when you need a repair price, you look here. When you want to see what's in stock, you look here. We're doing the exact same thing, except that's what we're feeding to the bot. So the chatbot stuff is pretty, obviously it's very useful, but it's also very common, right? Like there are a lot of chatbots out there that will have conversations. Okay, so one of the things that our bot is doing is it's also organizing these leads. Okay, so check this out. We have repair pipeline, buyback pipeline, and device sales pipeline. Okay, and I'm going to park that real quick. So the reason that we're doing this is because we have gotten feedback over the years from people who say things like, you know, I don't know what's working. I don't know if my marketing is working. Yeah, I know that I'm getting all these calls. Yeah, I know that I'm getting all of these leads. But what's actually happening with those? And nobody knows. So what all of this plumbing is allowing us to do is to get closer and closer to giving you that information. So here's what we do right now. So we have repair, device sale, and buyback funnel. In each pipeline, we have different stages. So the stages we use is lead collected, lead qualified, quoted, appointment booked, thinking about it, closed won, and I'll get into the difference between direct and indirect, closed lost, and warranty request. Okay, this is super important because we are able to now categorize where leads are, right? Like if someone just says hi and we don't even know if they're legit, we don't want to consider that a qualified lead. They might just be, it might even be a robot for all we know. So that's why we sort it this way. So what the bot is doing, actually, let me pause. What the system is doing without the bot is anytime one of those repair quotes come in, it's automatically creating an opportunity on the pipeline for repair, right? It already knows the name, the email, the phone number, because it collected it from the form. We also set up an IVR. So anytime a phone call comes in, it automatically will populate on the correct pipeline. If they press 1 for a new repair, if they press 2 for a device sale or a buyback, it will automatically populate there. Now, where the bot takes us to a whole nother level is in a couple of different ways, actually. The first one is Facebook and Instagram. So Facebook and Instagram doesn't share those data points with us. They don't tell us, hey, this is Corey and this is his phone number. They just say user at whatever the at is, and that's what they tell us. So what the bot does is the bot then collects that information from people. Okay, so it'll ask them, are you looking to buy, sell, or repair a device? Once they answer and once we know, it will then create an appointment on the correct pipeline. So now we're actually categorizing leads from Facebook and Instagram as well on this pipeline. When it asks me for my name and my phone number, then it's going to parse that data and it's going to add it to my contact here automatically. So you don't need to do that. It's just automatically added right onto the contact. And then as the conversations happen, it's automatically moving. And you can see in here like the name, phone number, right? All that kind of stuff in there. That's automatically being put there by the bot. And then as the conversation goes on, it's moving these people down the pipeline. Okay, if it books an appointment, it'll move to appointment booked. Thinking about it, it'll move them there, right? Closed one. This we have to integrate with the point of sale system. I can talk to that a little bit later as well. But it's possible so that anytime a transaction closes in the point of sale system, it automatically looks for a phone number or email match and then moves it to close one here. Okay, it updates the quote amount as the conversation goes on. So maybe it quoted somebody initially $80 for a repair. But then as the conversation went on, it turns out, hey, well, this guy's actually going to upgrade. And this is going to be a $389, sale. It's going to update that there as well. I'm going to quickly see if I can pull up an image for you guys. Like I said, I can't share client data, but I do want to show you what this looks like when it's built out. All right, so here's what it looks like when it's built out. Close one here, we can see 47K direct matches, and we can see 40K in indirect matches. So these we know for sure are sales from marketing campaigns, and we can tell which marketing campaigns they came from. These ones we think could be matches, but we don't know for sure. So the ROI in here is somewhere between $47,000 and $87,000. There's kind of a demo for everybody. A lot of you guys who are already using the program know this. Hopefully that gives you a bit of an overview of like the basics. For everybody new here, now you kind of understand how the bot's working. Okay. So, and just as a reminder, okay, not all bots are created equal. And this, I'm going to hand it over to Matt here, and he's going to talk about some of the stability updates that we just went through. But it's one thing to have a bot that's answering, okay, and that's moving these things. It's another thing to have a bot that's doing it well, right? Because if you don't have a bot that's doing it well, what you have is you have a lot of problems. Sure, you're responding to everybody, but you're giving people, misinformation. You're, setting up appointments when you're closed, which was a huge problem that we had in the beginning. Actually, that went on for a long time, and it took us a lot of development effort to fix. So I can only imagine people who aren't, actually developing things, the type of issues they're running into. So we've largely been focusing on stability since we rolled this out, and we've made a lot of progress. The bot is largely not hallucinating at all. It still does from time to time, but very, very rarely. Just keep that in mind. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pass this off to Matt now, and I'm going to let you give us some boring stability updates.
Sure. So as you mentioned, we've come a long way in the last 9 months. We've been, as the last few town halls have mentioned, we've been focusing the majority of our efforts on increased accuracy and stability. Stability meaning it's giving answers that we want it to give, it's not hallucinating, etc. So the majority of the control features and flexibility features that we've been implementing go towards that end. Some examples that we did in the past were introducing guardrails. So as you just mentioned, it's very difficult to get bots to stop hallucinating. But one of the ways you can get them to stop hallucinating is by layering on specialized bots. So today we're calling them helpers, which was an evolution of guardrails. And what that does is we will respond to a message, we'll draft a response, but then we'll run it through a series of checks and balances, verifications to ensure quality control. So if the bot quotes a repair price quote, we'll send that response through another verification step to make sure that price is actually accurate and listed on the price sheet before we release the response back to go high level. We do that for buybacks, we do that for device sales, we do that for repair services. So things like that we've rolled out. Now, since the last update, one of the new changes is we're now using our own vector file storage rather than OpenAI directly, which gives us a much larger amount of flexibility and control over how we create and store files, look up data from those files, and deliver that data through the bot to the user. For example, we can now do hybrid searches, which is semantic plus keyword searches, which means that we have different ways of searching through the files to more accurately deliver the information. We can add files into sales flows individually. So previously, in the way if you're just using, like OpenAI out of the gate, you would give the bot files and it has access to all the files at any given time. But now we can say, okay, well, if you're in the repair flow, you're only getting access to the repair file and not the other files to quote prices. And this allows the bot to stop incorrectly, pulling prices from like an inventory file, thinking it's a repair price, etc.
Matt, can I just pause you here? I just want to kind of show a visual, okay? So guys, like usually when we do these calls, there's both of us on here, new software, kind of making that hard. So essentially let's go to demo here, Johnny. Okay, so what Matt's showing you guys here, or what he's talking about here, is this is like our little middleware that we've built. Okay, so for example, you see different sales flows here. Okay, so if somebody's inquiring about a repair, we put them through a repair flow, a buyback flow, a device sales flow. In the past, and here's all the data that it has access to, right? In the past, what's happening is even if they're in the sales flow or the repair flow, the bot can access all of these files. Well, now, if they're in the repair flow, the bot can only see repair pricing. So this mitigates the opportunity for it to confuse somebody asking about an iPhone 14 buyback price versus a repair, right? And that is oftentimes how you find hallucinations. Okay, so hopefully that adds a little bit of visibility to kind of what Matt was explaining there. And Matty, I'll let you kind of jump back in and take over.
That's a very good example. I appreciate that explanation. In addition to those checks and balances just for repair pricing, we built a whole infrastructure that we're calling helpers that can run both before and after the draft message to provide a variety of quality improvements, checks and balances of all sorts. So repair pricing was one of them, but we can also verify hours to make sure the bot's not asking people to stop by after hours, and a bunch of other use cases. Additionally, we roll out other things like improvements to the structured data bot, making it easier to add more structured data fields. So if you say, hey, I want to extract this information from the conversation, we're much more flexible. We can do that in real time. We can now also evaluate whether or not a step has been completed with AI or structured data from the conversation. So a bunch of things going on behind the scenes that give us more control in order to improve accuracy and allow us to have more flexibility to help with customer requests of all kinds. Also, one other thing, we've rolled out a few other things that are above control, but reload conversation is one of them. So previously, when a human would step in on a conversation and the human would take over the conversation and send a couple messages to the bot would not be able to see those messages and basically be out of the loop. So you couldn't really put the bot back in the conversation because it missed a bunch of messages. We now have a reload conversation feature so that you can add a tag to the conversation in order to reload it. So if you want to take over, send the bot a few messages, converse yourself with the user, you can reload the conversation and the bot basically gets an updated conversation, sees all the new messages, and can continue the conversation normally. I would say those are the big ones. There's a bunch of other little things behind the scenes, but probably not worth going into too much detail right now.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, sweet. So thank you for that. Now I want to kind of jump into some of the new features that we rolled out. Matt, do you think you'll be able to send a voice note while we're on this call, or will you need to hang up and call me back, do you think?
It's a very good question. I was thinking the same thing. Let's try it right now.
Let's try. So one of the things that we just rolled out, and this is actually live in all your bots. Okay. We've actually launched a bunch of these things. We just haven't really told you guys about them because we know that there's going to be some bugs and some testing and stuff like that we need to do. So, but it is live. So we're going to test some of this stuff now. So the first one is voice note interpretations. This is cool because now, so it looks like he just sent the voice note. Let me see. He just hung up on me. So I think he sent the voice note. Did you just send the voice note?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And is it the staging account you used or was it the demo?
No, it's AI chatbot demo, not the staging.
Good. So we can see here, Matt just sent us a voice note. Okay. One of the things I'm not sure with Go High Level is why we can't just see that in the desktop version. I think we can list to it.
I need an iPhone 14 repair, please.
Okay, so I think you probably should have been able to hear that. If not, he just pretty much said, I need an iPhone 14 repair. Okay, so it's going to take probably 30 seconds or so for this to kind of reload and go through there. But what we're expecting the bot to do right now is to listen to that voice note, transcribe that voice note, and then actually respond with a customized message for that voice note. So it looks like it's still processing. While it's processing, I'll talk about some of the other things that have been rolled out. The next one is images. We're able to see images now. So before, the bot could not see images. So people would text images and it would just pretty much not even know that it was there. Okay. So look here, we got a response. So, and by the way, everybody, this can all be programmed. Like, this is just how this one is, to like list off the repairs. We don't need to do this. We could just have it ask the question, which repair do you need? Right. But look, you can see right here. So the bot has now interpreted this voice note and is now giving this guy iPhone 14 repair prices. Okay. So this is really, really cool stuff because it couldn't do this before. Before it would just sit there and it wouldn't answer customer. Now it can answer the customer. Okay. And then as you can see in real time here, this is how it has created the opportunity on the
Yeah, and just to follow up on that, that's definitely something we can control. At every step in the process, we give it a sample response, so we can format the sample response, and it does a very good job adhering to that response, so we can control the format of what it says.
Yeah, like for me, if this was me, what I would do is I would just have this say, sure, what's wrong with the device? Right. But obviously for the purpose of this demo, we don't want to go through the whole conversation. We just kind of want to show you things. So now he has actually sent over the picture. Let's see what it does here. It can see pictures though now. Right. So let's see how good it is at interpreting. So one of the things that I am guessing is going to happen is a lot of people are going to send images. Well, they do already. They send images of their broken stuff. Right. So what I imagine is going to happen is they're going to say, I don't know what device I have. And then they're going to send the picture. So I think that's probably going to be where a lot of this testing kind of comes into play, is like, okay, how does it know which device is which? How do we train it? How we train it is easy. We'll just have to give it like a bunch of images of all the different phones, which is not going to be hard to do. The question I think will be like, if it's really damaged, it can't recognize it and all that kind of stuff. But look, it can see it now, it's answering. So now it's saying the aftermarket screen is not available. All right, so aftermarket screen is available. So still working on a few things. This is why it's in beta, right? But as you can see here, it knows that this is a screen. Look. He didn't say this was a screen. He just sent a picture of the screen broken, and it knows that it needs a screen. Okay. So cool stuff right there. The next thing, I can't demo this for you, but I'm hoping that I can explain it to you so you can understand. Well, actually, before I jump into that, I want to show you guys about a new tag that we rolled out. So look, so right here, there's a new tag. All you guys are going to have this tag now. Okay, it's called Reload Bot Conversation. All right. Essentially, everyone who's been using the bot knows that one of the challenges that we've had is that if the bot is having a conversation with somebody, we jump in, we add the stop bot tag, we stop the bot, we take over as a human, and then we remove the stop tag. The bot could not see what we said. The bot had no idea. So if I was to go in and I was to talk to Ethan here and I was going to say, take over and say, hey, Ethan, or if I was just to jump in here and say, hey, Matt, sorry, the bot got this wrong. The iPhone 14 is actually blah, blah, blah. And by the way, I can give you a $50 discount, whatever. I'm just, picking some stuff out of my nose there. The bot would not know that I offered that discount. So then they'd say, okay, so the total is new price. And the bot would be like, no, we don't offer discounts. You see what I'm saying? So the solution to that was once you put stop bot tag and you took over as a human, you finish that conversation. Now, what's happening is we've designed a reload conversation tag. So anytime that stop bot tag is removed, it automatically triggers reload conversation, which takes the whole conversation and dumps it back into the bot. So now in real time, the bot is updated on everything that happened in the conversation, whether it said it or whether the human said it. Okay, so I think this is going to be a massive, massive improvement in terms of just ease of use and just making it more automated for you guys. Okay, so just to kind of summarize, if you do stop bot tag now and then you want the bot to take over the conversation again, as soon as you remove the stop bot tag, the bot will know everything that you said and will be able to take over the conversation as if it were you. Did I get all that right, Matt, or is there any other piece to that I'm missing?
No, I think that's pretty good. We're going to continue to build on that in some of our next updates. I'll quickly say one of the limitations of Go High Level just as a platform is if new messages come in while it's processing the last one before it sends it in the webhook, like a 3 to 5 second delay, it skips that one. And there's just no way around that. But we're going to beef up the reload conversation so that we're double checking for new messages every time. So we're going to continue to build on that, and it's going to make things even better.
Yeah. And I just want to pause. And I just want to say it's so incredible that we're like talking about this stuff, like 3 months ago, 4 months ago, we couldn't even get it to quote the right price every time, and now we're getting images, voice notes. It can see everything that we've talked about. So I think that this is really providing us a interesting foundation to kind of go to the next level. So let me move on now. Okay, this is probably one of the most exciting features that we have. I've been wanting this since launch. Okay, so what we've done now, so if I can jump back to that image that I showed, or do we have any calls in here? Yeah, okay, I'll just come here. So look, so what you see in here is in Go High Level, you always see calls, right? So call recordings. This is fantastic if you want to train your team, do call reviews, all that kind of stuff. Just as a kind of a sidebar, if you're not doing call reviews, guys, like definitely do call reviews. You're going to find a bunch of your employees are probably just leaving a lot of low-hanging fruit on the table. And if you're a one-man show, you're probably not doing as good of a job as you think. It's no disrespect, but it's true, and I do this all the time myself. I review my calls like, holy shit. And I've been in sales for years, and I still do it. So definitely do this. So what we've just built now for AI clients only is transcriptions. So every phone call that comes in, the bot can transcribe, okay? This is why it's so important that if you are not using like a Go High Level tracking number on your Google business, or like everything that is customer facing should have a number here, okay? And once that comes in, the bot is listening, transcribing all of the calls, okay? Now, why is this important? This is important because now we've been able to give it categorization and rules, right? So, for example, it can make a summary. Okay, Matt called about an iPhone 14, said he would think about it, right? So we have those summaries in place now. Okay, and we can change all those rules as we want. So I think the list that I have of different outcomes from a call is like too far away, like close loss too far away, close loss price too high, agreed to come in, booked an appointment, said they will think about it. Okay, so this said they will think about it, or they'll get back to you, or whatever is the big one. This is the big opportunity for revenue right now. Okay, like if you think about it in your stores, probably 3, 5, depending on how much volume you guys do, many times in a day, people call you to get a quote. They say, let me think about it. Let me talk to my girlfriend. Okay. Now, what do we think they do after they say that to you? Probably they're calling around. Maybe they're price shopping. Maybe they're looking at other options, right? But that's essentially what's happening. How many of those people do you think were hoping, hey, this is going to cost me $100, and then find out everywhere it's $250 repair, right? So what are those people doing, right? They're sitting there and they're now contemplating their options, right? So what can we do to boost revenue? We should follow up with those people. Hey, Corey, did you end up fixing your iPhone 14, or are you still looking at options, right? How many of your competitors are doing that? 0, okay? Because you're not even doing it because you can't. Because there's too many leads, there's too many people, and there's not enough time, and labor's expensive, okay? So the beauty of the transcriptions and the categorizations is that now, in the past, the bot has always been able to do these things on text, right? Like we've already built in personalized follow-up for text that you can set, specific intervals where you want to, have it for buybacks, respond after 1 day, after 3 days, and then close the ticket after 5 days, whatever way you want to do it. Customize however you want, right? But we can never do it for phone calls because the bot didn't know what was going on in the phone calls. Now the bot is listening. The bot knows what's up with the phone calls, right? So we have all that plumbing in place now. And this is live, by the way. It's transcribing your phone calls. If you're an AI client, it's transcribing and summarizing it. It's not posting to high level yet, okay? Because we're still doing a lot of testing, but this is happening. We have that data. We know what's going on. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to build personalized follow-up now that we have that, okay? And it's not going to be hard to do because we already have all the plumbing in place. We have everything. We have the ability to send messages. We have the ability to record calls. We have the ability to transcribe calls. And we can do it all in milliseconds for like fractions of pennies, okay? And then send out those follow-up texts. So to me, that's the most exciting piece of this here, because now the way that I would try to create an analogy to explain this is like AI assistants rolled out in November. So you've seen a bunch of businesses starting to like mess around with bots. You've seen a bunch of guys sell $100 bots. Where are those bots, right? They don't work. And this is where you're starting to see things, certain programs pull ahead, right? Like imagine if you're looking at one of these generalized solutions and that's your Prius. And then you're looking at this, what I'm showing you here. This is your Lamborghini. Don't worry, it doesn't have Lamborghini costs, right? But if they're both driving beside each other, in the beginning, the Lambo might pull ahead a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But as time, hours, and days goes on, that gap is going to increase and just continue to increase. And that's what these features are giving us, right? Before it was like, okay, automate your business. Now you can answer leads. Okay, that's great. Might help a little bit. I mean, it does help a little bit, especially with the Facebook stuff. Okay, well, now we can categorize stuff. Okay, but now we can actually do follow-ups to the phone calls, which is the hottest lead source that you have, right? Everybody and their brother wants more phone calls. If you ask them, do you want more messages or do you want more phone calls? They're all going to tell you, I want more phone calls. Why? Because that's where I have the highest leverage point, and that's where this person is the most interested. They've picked up the phone and they've called me. Okay. So that's the big one that I was really excited to get on here and talk to you guys about, because you're going to start to see that roll out over the next couple of weeks, maybe month, is that automated, personalized follow-up to phone calls. Okay. So I think that's it. I think I've covered everything I want to cover. So the next steps for us are just, all those features are in beta. They're live on most of your accounts, but we're not marketing them yet. So the next steps are we're going to continue testing those, and then we're going to start building the instructions for the automated follow-up. Okay, pricing updates. This is something else I'm going to leave you guys with. Okay, most of our clients are on our pro plan. Most of the people on this call are on our pro plan. Okay, that's essentially where they hire us as an outsourced marketing department. So they get their ads, Facebook, Instagram, Google. They get their organic optimization. They get website edits. If they want things automated and go high level, they want, specific workflows built out to automate part of their business. Like, we take care of all that kind of stuff. And obviously the bot. So we're generating their leads, we're responding to their leads, and then we're also that support piece, right? And this costs, for a one store guy, it costs $2,000. Right? It's $500 a week. It's less than a minimum wage employee. Okay. We do have a standalone bot. It's only a few $100s. Like if all you want is the bot, it's a few $100 a month. But that price is going to be grandfathered in for everybody who's on the call, right? And anyone who signs up this month, we're going to continue to grandfather that price in. And all of these new features we just released are all going to be included in those bots. Okay. We really appreciate the early users. We appreciate the capital that's given us to be able to do this development. Okay. But the more that we take off your plate, right? Like, for example, this follow-up and all that kind of stuff. We got advanced features coming out with ordering, with all this kind of stuff. The price is going to start to go up, and we're going to start to bill more depending on, how much of your business we're able to automate. Okay. So if you guys are looking at this, I would definitely get with me. You can get with Oliver. If you're a client of Repairlove, you can just reach out to your client success manager. Okay. And definitely, take advantage of the low pricing that we have right now. Okay. Because if I can save you, when I can save you $10,000, $15,000 a month in labor fees because I've automated so much of your business, what do you think I'm going to charge you? Okay. It's going to be a lot more than $349 a month. So if you're not already on this, get on it. For all you guys that have taken the time to join here today, thank you very much. We're very happy that you've taken the time to come check out this demo. I know even one or two of you guys are running your own bots. So hopefully this was able to provide a couple of ideas and some inspiration for you to add some additional features. But yeah, guys, until next time, thanks so much, and we'll talk soon.